Did you call bank? I call game.
What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and in today's video I want to talk about badges for NBA 2K20. There are a lot of brand new badges for NBA 2K20. There's a lot of new gameplay and physics for the game, and I wanted to see which badges were the most important in the game, because some of them are way more important than others. And I was thinking these are the 10 badges that if you make a player, you're gonna want to have for the game. Before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. And don't forget to either follow me on Instagram or Twitter, because you can win NBA 2K20 for free. I'll put you in a randomizer and you could win when NBA 2K20 releases. Now, these are the badges that I believe are not only the most overpowered badges, but these are the badges that were constantly being brought up when I was playing. Badges that were constantly, consistently being used, and I thought that they're really useful for the game. Let's get this video started. At number 10, with flexible release. So, shooting is a very important part of not only the NBA, but 2K itself. Shooting shots is important, and sometimes you're not going to get greens. Sometimes you're going to mess up, and sometimes it's like going to be full bar and you're going to miss, and it's going to make you salty. You want to fix that? Get flexible release. Flexible release is an absolute key badge for NBA 2K20, in my opinion. Right there it says reduces the penalty suffered from missed time jump shot releases. Listen, I know that this game is about timing, and if you can automatically green your shot, you're good. But even the best players in the world are going to mess up sometimes and miss time to jump shots. If you have this badge at gold or even Hall of Fame, it's a wrap, guys. This is overpowered. It was constantly being brought up when I was missing shots, especially because there's some jump shots I really don't know. I can't wait to make my own jump shot finally, but flexible release is the way to go. You can make sure, even if you're not greening shots, you can still make shots anyways with this badge. It is essential. You need to pick it up. Staying with shooting badges, we are now with, at number 9, volume shooter. I'm going to read it for you. Boosts shot percentages as shot attempts occur through the game. So, the more you shoot, even if you're missing, even if you're making, as long as you're shooting, shooter's going to shoot, you are going to get better chances of making your shots. So let's say you have flexible release. Let's say you have like a 90 overall 3 with good badges that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And you have this badge, you're never going to miss. You're going to be constantly, every time I shot a basket, this badge popped up. It is not only overpowered, it is overused, and it's going to be a thing. Now, to be honest, in this game, a lot of nerfs are going to come in and buffs for other badges, but at the moment, volume shooter is ridiculous and it's constantly popping up. It is not as good as other shooting badges, but it's one that I feel like basically was brought up every single time I shot the basketball. You're going to need volume shooter for sure, especially if you can get on Hall of Fame. That's going to be key. Now for some defense, at number 8, it is clamps. This is basically the defensive stopper badge. Now it's clamps. It's called boost the ability to stay in front of the ball handler on the perimeter. You need this badge, whether you have a low defensive rating, whether you have a high defensive rating, it doesn't matter. You need this badge. Like if you are playing defense, if you're a good defender, if you're a bad defender, you need it because the person in front of you has badges to make sure they can get past you. If you have clamps, it's going to be way easier to make sure people can't do that to you. I suggest if you only have 4 badges for defense, ignore them all, except for one that we'll talk about later. You're going to need clamps. Get clamps. You know those people who are basically dribble gods that are just going to be saucing you up. There's badges that are going to mess you up if you don't have this one. You need clamps to stop people. You want to Kawhi Leonard people. Trust me, get clamps. Now here's one, to be honest, doesn't apply with everybody. At number 7, and I feel like many of you are going to disagree with this one. This one's kind of controversial. Lob City Finisher. Every single 2K, the lob is kind of broken. As long as you're driving, especially in park, if you're driving and I have Lob City Passer and I give it to someone who has Lob City Finisher, it's a wrap. Very rarely you're going to get stopped. If you know what you're doing, like if you really know how to play with your team, especially if you're playing with guys you play with every single day, Lob City Finisher is the way to go. You're going to be dunking on anybody. If you're a center, power forward, or even a small forward, you're going to want this badge for sure. If you're a point guard or shooting guard who isn't focusing on slashing that much, maybe you don't need it that much, but everybody else that's focusing on driving or big players, you're going to need this badge because you may not think you need it now, but there's going to be moments when you're jumping for a lob and you're going to miss it, and it's going to be because you don't have this badge. You're going to need it more than you think. Now at number 6, one of my newer favorite badges, the Giant Slayer. So even if you're a big player, if you're a small player, it doesn't matter. You need Giant Slayer, like you really do, but especially if you're a point guard, because as you already know, when you're a point guard in 2K, layups have been the most frustrating thing because you will be essentially open, but the game's like, nah, this center was like 3 feet away from you, so that's basically fully contested, so we're not gonna let you make that shot. If you have Giant Slayer, that's not going to happen anymore. I'm going to read it for you. Heightens the effectiveness of layups over taller defenders. As long as you have this badge, hopefully on Hall of Fame, you will be able to score on anybody. And that is key because point guards are great at speed. They can shoot threes sometimes. They can have their mid-ranges. But as soon as you get in that paint, there's usually a giant that needs slaying. And you're going to need this badge in the most crucial moments. Trust me when I say this badge came up every time I drove with my slasher. You need this badge to succeed. This is going to come up in the most important situations every time you drive. This is going to basically break the game. But there's one slashing badge that's even worse than this, and we'll talk about in a sec. At number 5, it is Contact Finisher. Now, it says improves ability to convert contact layups and dunks in traffic. You need that obviously because if you're going for a layup, if you're going for a dunk, you're going to need that badge. You can be able to posterize anybody you want, finish with contact, and it's going to pop up. You know how many missed layups and dunks happen in this game if you don't have this badge? You need this badge for sure. Now this next one at number 4, I know you guys already love this one. Ankle Breaker. Yeah, Ankle Breaker's a good badge. It's always going to be a good badge. Now, to be fair, this was the CPU, and we don't know if it was Rookie or All-Star. People are arguing it's Rookie. I think it's All-Star. Other people think it's All-Star too. It's close. But Ankle Breaker popped up every time I did a simple crossover. D'Angelo Russell was getting shook every single possession. And I'm sure this is going to pop up in Park as well. Even if you have clamps, if you have Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker, doing just 2 moves, I have a bad feeling this badge is going to be OP this year. A lot of people are going to have their ankles broken, even when they're not even trying to play defense. They're going to get dropped. This badge, so far, is not looking good. I mean, this badge existed before. And in other 2Ks, you could use Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker, and it's not like you broke people all the time. But I swear, it's like every possession, someone was getting broke. It was ridiculous. I can't... Like, it's extremely overpowered. Like, this video is called Overpowered Badges. This is like the pinnacle of that. Every possession, someone's getting broke. Why? That's ridiculous. That shouldn't be happening. But if you're a point guard or a dribble god, you're going to need this for sure. Now at number 3, for the most broken defensive badge in the game easily is Intimidator. First of all, I kind of like that badge design. It's kind of cool. Now, let me read what Intimidator does. Intimidates offensive players, causing them to miss shots more often. So what you're saying is if I'm guarding someone, and just because I'm like guarding them, or at least looking at them, they're going to miss shots more often. We don't know how big the percent is. But dude, every time I guarded someone, this popped up. Layups, 3-pointers, middies, it didn't matter. If I'm guarding someone and you have Clamps Hall of Fame and Intimidator Hall of Fame, what are people gonna do? They're stuck. You are stuck. If I'm guarding you, I have a decent defensive rating with Clamps Hall of Fame and Intimidator Hall of Fame. What are you going to do? It's over. It's a wrap. Intimidator is gonna make you miss every shot. Clamps is gonna make sure you can't get past me. What are you going to do? It's over. Intimidator is the most broken defensive badge in this game. Looking at someone is going to make them miss shots more often, and that's going to cause problems, and I bet they're going to nerf this badge pretty soon. At number 2, it is technically 3 badges, or even 4. Now, you're kind of like, that's against the rules. That's illegal. But let me explain. I'm talking about Catch and Shoot, Deadeye, and what used to be Limitless Range is now Range Extender. These are the 3 badges that you absolutely need in this game if you're a shooter or even if you're not a shooter, because they're going to come up often. I was going to argue that you even need Quick Draw because it helps you with a faster shot. You don't really need that one. And I know some of you like Corner Specialists, but at the end of the day, when you're a shooter, you're going to need Catch and Shoot, Deadeye, and also Range Extender. Catch and shoot, we already know. You catch the ball and you shoot it, you have a higher percent chance of making it. That's like everybody in the game has that situation. Deadeye, if someone's guarding you and you shoot, you still have a good percentage chance you can make the shot. Broken. Range Extender, you can shoot from far back, which has always been broken. If you have those 3 badges, even if they're bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, preferably Hall of Fame, right? You're good. You're good to go when it comes to shooting. Like, just shoot the shot every single time. What's stopping you? What are people going to do? If I catch the ball and I'm almost a half court and you're closing out on me, I can still make it. You know how broken that is? I can still green it in your face. That's ridiculous. These badges are 100% essential, especially if you're a shooter like me who needs to shoot as much as often. These badges have always been broken and they're still going to be broken, and that's fine, I guess. And whether or not you think that's fine is irrelevant to this video. They're broken. You need them. And finally, it is Quick First Step, the most broken and most used badge in this demo so far. You need this badge if you ever plan on slashing. If you are a pure slasher with like a 90 dunk, right, or 90 layup, and you have Quick First Step at Hall of Fame, and let's say contact finisher, which is important. It's over. It's literally the blow by badge. If you want to blow by your defender, you have this badge. Again, I'm not saying this is a good badge or a bad badge. It's the badge that is the most broken in the game, that you cannot stop. If you are slashing and you have this badge, you can posterize anybody you want, anytime you want. This is ridiculous. You need this badge if you play 2K with a slasher. It's over. No one's gonna be able to stop you. This is gonna be the most troublesome badge in the game for sure. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Do you agree with my list? Leave it in the comments below, and if you like my channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call